Well, hey everybody. It is Cheryl Pace here. I know it seems like I probably fell off the face of the earth. I haven't done a video. I looked back since September 15th. I feel like Forrest Gump, when in the movie he had run for 3 years, 2 months, 14 days, and 16 hours, and then finally just stopped and looked at all of the people following him and said, "I'm kind of tired. I think I'm going to go home now." I just kind of did my 30-day video challenge. I made actually 120 videos, believe it or not. And then I just kind of ran out of things to say. And I think I just needed to recharge. I was talking about, self-belief, believing in yourself, positivity, manifesting. And I really, truly believed all that stuff. But to be candid with you, I was kind of in a transitional period, and I just needed to stop and I needed to listen. I was getting frustrated because since I had my diagnosis of the immune disease and had to stop teaching, we also had to move, and my daughter graduated, and I was kind of in this cycle where I was just really frustrated. So if you've been following me, I wanted to share something really cool with you. I created a bucket list. And if you've been following my posts, you will see that some of these bucket list items have actually transpired. So what I was saying and the things that I shared with you really are true. One of those things is that I tried out for a worship team. I had always wanted to be on a worship team. I tried out and I made it. Yay! It's been so much fun. I mean, I didn't just wish for it and then somebody approached me. I had to audition. I went outside my comfort zone, but it actually happened. Another one of my bucket list items was modeling. And then my husband and I ended up on the cover of the Lakelander, which is pretty darn cool. And another thing that I did, which is recently, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about this because it's just unbelievable how it happened. If you were following any of my posts, I put on there that I wanted to be a drummer in a rock band. I don't know if you remember that post that I made, but I was standing in front of my drums and I'm like, my next bucket list item, I want to be a drummer in a rock band. Well, luckily I wasn't focused, laser focused on the rock band part, because a friend of mine that I hadn't seen in years approached me and said, "I need a drummer for my program." Well, I hesitated, but I said, I am a drummer. I can drum. I almost threw up while I was saying it, but I said it. I made myself say it. And it turned out to be the most unbelievable experience. She told me I needed a striped shirt, yellow pants, and Converse shoes. Well, I didn't have any of that. So knowing that I probably would never wear yellow pants again in my life, went to Goodwill, went to the pants. I saw this gleaming pair of yellow pants, just walked straight towards it, picked them up, tried them on. They fit. How often does that happen? Not very often. Still didn't have Converse shoes. We went to the Polk Theater to do a sound check. We went to the sound booth. She looked down and she said, "Whose shoes are those?" Guess what they were? Converse shoes. She said, "Try those on to me." And I did, and guess what? They fit. This was such a God thing that I wasn't even nervous. I wasn't even nervous because I knew that it was meant to be. It was just really, really cool. So I'm still listening to a lot of personal development stuff, because even though, when I read and they talk about, hey, Melanie, when they talk about manifesting, they say start small. And then when it happens, it builds confidence so that you can ask for bigger things. So that's what I did. I started small, and those things have actually happened. So guess what? I'm ready to try some bigger things. I feel and have felt, and you may feel the same way, that you were created for something bigger. I have felt that I have a special purpose ever since I was 5 years old, and I don't think that that's happened yet. I think it's still yet to happen. And so I was listening to an interview between Oprah and Dr. Michael Beckwith, and he called like what I'm going through, and you might be going through too, a period of transition. He actually calls it the dark night, but that sounds kind of spooky. So, but he said it's the best time to make a life vision for yourself. But you have to be really careful how you go about doing that. You have to ask of God, I believe, or the universe, however you want to look at it, empowering questions. In other words, listen to the difference, okay? What is my purpose? Why am I on this earth? What am I supposed to learn from these challenges? As opposed to, why me? Why is this happening? I'm disadvantaged. I've been mistreated. Who can I blame? Okay, see the difference? When you're focusing on lack, whenever you focus on, you create more of. So if you're asking out of desperation, like, oh my gosh, how am I going to pay my rent? You're focusing on lack and you're only going to create more lack. So you have to really put these questions out there in a positive way. And then the second step, which for me is super hard, be still. You have to be still and you have to listen and you have to let it go. Because still, if you ask the same question over and over and over, it comes across as desperation. So you just have to ask, what is my purpose? And then let it go. And then the third step is receive. So you're going to receive opportunities. You're going to receive intuitions. Act on them. Those are real. You need to listen. Listen to your intuitions. You're going to maybe even have dreams. Sometimes people dream things. These are clues, okay? And, in one interview that Oprah was having with Jim Carrey, he wrote himself, this was before he became famous, he wrote himself a check for $10 million for services rendered, okay? And stuck it in his wallet. And he said, but after I did that, it's not like I went and made a sandwich. You know what I mean? You have to work. Oprah says she doesn't believe in luck. Her definition of luck is preparation plus opportunity. Okay, you got to do your part. So once you ask, once you are still and let it go, and then you start receiving these little hints and clues, like what happened to me when I wanted to be a drummer and my friend came and asked me, I could have said no. I could have said, oh, I'm not good enough. I don't think I can do it. I could have said nothing. I'll keep an eye out for you, but I didn't. I jumped on that opportunity. Okay. So you've got to jump on it. And, Oprah she also says that you become what you believe. You don't get what you want. You don't become what you hope for. You become what you believe. And sometimes that is not as easy as it sounds. Sometimes you have to undo some beliefs that you created a long time ago about yourself, about your self-worth, about money, and does money come easily to you or is it difficult? Sometimes you have to undo that because before you can even put new things in. But I created this little, and don't judge my handwriting, okay? Because I have to write backwards in order for you to see it forwards. I'm going to post this. I'm going to take a picture of it and post it in the comments. But if you are like me and you are kind of wondering if you're on the right track, then copy this. It's all about it's like can you see me? It's kind of like a self-evaluation. What do you like? What do you dislike? What makes you happy and feel energized? What makes you unhappy and drags you down? What are you good at? Be honest with yourself. What are you not good at? And what, if you're a believer, what makes you feel closer to God and what makes you feel more distant from God? And these are going to help you to figure out which direction to go. All right. That was kind of on the, spur of the moment. I didn't really plan this out too much, but thank you so much for joining in. I wanted to tell you that if you like this kind of message, I have created a Facebook closed group called My Journey to Health that's focusing on mind, body, and spirit. And if you want to be part of that, just request to be added. I want as many people in there as possible. And you can also go to my blog, which is CherylPaceBlog.wordpress.com. Okay, so I'll post that also in the comments. You guys have a wonderful day. If you think anyone could benefit from this, please share it with them, and I will talk to you soon. Take care.